All right, so today we're looking at a situation that just kind of leaves you scratching your head and wondering, are we looking at a Democratic implosion right now? And the answer kind of seems like it's probably yes. So, first of all, we now have a candidate in Joe Biden that a lot of people don't want to vote for. I certainly don't want to vote for him. I probably will vote for him, but I don't really want to. There's a whole lot of people that have gone further than that and opted out and said, I'm not going to vote for him. I'm not voting for anybody. So that's a great candidate you picked there. And I get he was voted on. A lot of people voted for him. So apparently there's a lot of people gung-ho about him. So I hope you show up and vote in November because you've turned off a lot of people. Okay, so that's not great. You got to wonder who are the Democrats really satisfying with that pick. Okay, now we've got a situation where Nancy Pelosi has come out with the latest, their version of the latest stimulus package, and everyone hates it. Okay, there's nobody that likes it. So obviously the Republicans aren't going to like it right out of the gate. So you've lost a huge portion of the country there. The progressives don't like it because there's a huge bill on it, and it doesn't really help people, right? It doesn't really get to the bottom of making a difference for people. And now, as you can see in this article, even the moderates don't like it. So no one likes it, right? Your moderate Democrats don't like it. Your progressives don't like it. And the Republicans don't like it. So there's no one that likes this bill, right? Moderate Democrats voice opposition and unease over $3 trillion COVID package pushed by Pelosi. So nothing about any of this makes any sense because for starters, like she said, okay, this is our wish list. But for starters, it's not going to see the Senate unless they're willing to negotiate with the Republicans. And the only thing the Republicans have left that the Democrats haven't already given them is that they want to limit the liability for corporations. So, it makes sense that you would have rules about how liability is going to go during a pandemic, but we don't want to completely remove the liability, right? We've seen throughout our history that if we don't hold companies' feet to the fire, they will create unsafe worker conditions. So there has to be some teeth in that bite that says, yeah, if you as a company kill people because you don't put proper safety precautions in place, there's going to be problems. You're going to pay for it in the end. There's going to be consequences. That has to be there, or else it's literally going to translate into people's lives and a lot of people's lives. Okay, so that's not great to give up. But the Democrats gave the Republicans everything else they wanted. That's really the main thing left on their wish list. I'm sure they could come up with more things, but that's the big one that's left. So that's a lot to give up, right, for something that, the Democrats haven't managed to get anything so far. So we're in this weird situation where Nancy Pelosi is putting this bill forward. She's pushing it to be voted on immediately. It's an 1,800-page bill with like around $3 trillion to be spent. You might want to take a little bit of time to look that over, to negotiate things a little bit, to see how that's all going to work out. Let's take a look at a quote from one moderate. So we see Representative Tom O'Halloran of Arizona tweeted on Wednesday, while I recognize the many merits of the HEROES Act, I also know that this bill is over 1,800 pages long, won't receive a hearing or markup, and hasn't passed through appropriate committees of jurisdiction. I mean, he kind of spells it out there. And then he even goes on. He added, I'm concerned that there hasn't been enough accountability or oversight in this process. Right? Yeah, right. These are things that are a problem. And you might think, well, yeah, but people are hurting. We got to get through this stuff fast. It kind of doesn't matter because it's not going to go into the Senate in the form that it is, right? So Mitch McConnell is going to pull his usual stuff and either do some hardcore negotiating and out-negotiate the Democrats, which he's done so far in these stimulus packages, or it's just going to be dead on arrival, right? We'll have to see. Either way, it's not going forward as is. So why does it have to be voted on tomorrow? All right. And there is numerous other Democrats that are saying that at the moment they are either undecided or not going to vote for the bill. So if you can't get moderates on board with your plan, there's no way you're going to get progressives, and there's no way you're going to get the Republicans to buy in. This is going into a negotiation completely unprepared. She's basically fallen on her face walking into the negotiation. Mitch McConnell's not intimidated by this. He knows exactly what he's going to do because the Republicans have already got most of what they wanted. He can win by doing nothing and just saying, you know what? We don't need to do anymore. He's already hinted that he could do that. We've got everything we want. We don't need anything more from here. Or he could negotiate for the big thing that they want, which is to remove liability from companies, which, again, we're supposed to be fighting for people so that people can safely go to work. We can't just be having these liabilities removed because safety precautions will then be removed. We need people going back to safe places to work. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. We're looking at this steady decline, right? The steady decline of the candidates that everyone's already disgusted for who we have to choose from coming up in November. And here we see that the moderates and the Democrats that are in office right now, they can't function. They're not succeeding. They're losing. They got outplayed by the Republicans. They're going to continue to get outplayed by the Republicans. And this isn't good, right? You don't want to be seen as incompetent. You have to show some action. You have to go out there and do something. What happened to H.R. 1? Remember H.R. 1, the bill that was right out of the House a couple years ago? The new Congress, first thing they put out, and it was all about voting protections and all the things that were under siege at the time. None of those got thrown into this. The Republicans threw all their projects in there that they wanted. Where was the side projects here? Where is even the protections for voting coming up in November? Yeah, there's a little bit of money that's being proposed in there. It's not going to fix the issue. Okay, so I don't know what the Democrats are doing. I don't know what their plan is. They don't feel like they need progressives to come along and play ball. They apparently don't even seem to think they need the moderates. So what are they doing, right? Again, it really looks like Nancy Pelosi fell on her face walking into this negotiation. We'll see how it plays out in the coming days, but it looks like a dud. It looks like this is not going to go well. So thanks for checking out the video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you can check out all the new material as it becomes available, and we'll see you in the future.